Meteorologist Brian Slocum and Dylan Hudler right now. They've been following the storm for us all morning, and the good news is that the storm is certainly starting to move out. However, the impacts are starting to be felt right now.
Yeah, the early signs now that the sky's beginning to brighten up a little bit is that it's not catastrophic there, but it is causing a number of issues, mainly across Highway 12. We've seen overwash, sand that has been settling on the road surface in many cases, even some breached dunes in the southern Outer Banks. Good news, though, first is that the storm is already beginning to pull away. You watch that western band. It's kind of pausing here for a moment as the storm moves north-northeast and begins to pull away. The impact is far from over at this point. The waves and the rip currents are going to continue for some time, but we never saw high rainfall totals from this, especially in the northern Outer Banks. Pender County got a nice little bullseye of rain near Rocky Point. Doppler radar indicating about 1 to 2 inches of rain. Max gusts haven't been too bad, at least not along the landmass. 43-mile-an-hour gust was the peak at Hatteras, at least the peak that we have seen so far. But if you go offshore in some of the buoys that are in the ocean, the gusts have been higher. Gust off the coast of Hatteras has regularly gusted over 50 miles per hour, and there's a buoy out in the Atlantic very close to where that eye wall is. We've seen regular gusts over 60 miles per hour in that location this morning, and they're getting very close to that inner eye wall. That outer eye wall did pass by and didn't bring those 60-mile-an-hour gusts. The high seas are causing the issue. We're also near high tide between 6 and about 8 a.m. The tide is going to be at its highest point, and corresponds to the fact that the storm is at its closest point to the coast too. We've seen seas just offshore at about 10 to 20 feet, some very rough surf. Where the conditions are at its worst are, the closed areas of Ocracoke Island, parts of Hatteras Island, with 15 to 20 foot seas just offshore. Keep in mind, a lot of these areas have an average sea level anywhere between about 3 to 5 feet and peaking at about 12 feet. So they're not very high above sea level. You bring in high tide and high surf, and it's certainly a combination that could wash over road surfaces and make things very, very dangerous for those who stayed. The storm will continue to pull away. The latest forecast track coming from the National Hurricane Center maintains its Category 2 strength for a bit of time. 100-mile-an-hour winds will continue into tomorrow, and then the storm should begin to zip over the open waters of the Atlantic, become extratropical, and kind of merge with the westerlies at that point. Storm is turning. Will continue to pull away from the coast. Rainy weather will be kind of a short-term issue, but it's not all that wet there, at least not all that wet there from rain. We'll have showers and storms along a cold front begin to move into our area later on this evening and into the overnight hours, and that's going to bring some decent weather for us and some changes as we get closer to the weekend. High temperatures, current temperatures in the mid-60s, lower 70s across much of the Triad first thing this morning. Your 12-hour forecast has highs in the low to mid-80s this afternoon. Rain chances peak at about 30%. Late day or evening will be our best shot for showers and thunderstorms. Lower 80s for the foothills, 40% rain chance for you, mainly along I-77 and points west of there. Mountains have a 50-50 shot for showers and storms later today with highs in the mid to upper 70s. So little rain here and there, again focused along the front, not so much from Hurricane Erin. That should begin to end after midnight tonight, and we get down to some better weather, cooler temperatures moving forward. So our forecast looks pretty decent with a rain chance this weekend. Beach weather should improve too. Let's bring in meteorologist Dylan Hudler. Of course, we're still dealing with the fury of Erin, and we don't quite know yet how this is all going to come to pass and whether folks can even get to the beach this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, everybody had to evacuate, so now crews have to go back in once Erin has passed, evaluate the situation, kind of see the extent of the impacts that Erin has left behind, and that'll be important for beachgoers, maybe with plans over the next week or so. Even though Erin starts to pull away today, the impacts of these tropical systems still linger several days after the system has even gone. So we've got to give folks some time to get back, help clean things up. Remember, sand will need to be cleared off Highway 12. Dunes will need to be reconstructed. So just because Erin has pulled away doesn't mean those impacts don't linger days and days afterward. If you've got beach plans, maybe trying to soak up those last few days of summer, temperatures will be comfortable. We'll have good sunshine, low rain chances. But again, if you have reservations, make some calls. check around. Make sure those plans are still good to go, as some of those lingering effects from Erin may still be hanging around at the coast. As far as the rest of the Atlantic goes, there are 2 other areas we are watching. Let me be clear, neither of these are a threat to the United States at this point. One in the central Atlantic, moving near the Leeward Islands, has a high chance of development before turning out to sea and may become our next tropical depression over the weekend. There's also another area we're watching in the eastern Atlantic, a tropical wave that just came off the coast of Africa with a medium chance of becoming a named storm. It would likely be short-lived before some harsher environmental conditions start to tear it apart. Of course, we've been checking names off the list. The next one, if either of these areas develop, would be Fair-Non, and we'll be sure to keep you posted there. But again, no tropical threats over the next 7 days to the Carolinas. A few showers and storms possible here at home, as Brian mentioned. Temperatures running below average, mornings in the 60s, afternoons in the upper 70s and low 80s. If you haven't already, now's a good time to download the free WXII 12 News mobile app. There you can watch as we continue to track Hurricane Erin and its impacts to the North Carolina coast.